Basically, it was low self-esteem, like no confidence, whatever. Then when I met Grady, like everything changed, put the self-esteem up and helped me get more confident in myself and got to know people, was able to work my way around conversation, talk to people. When I went to uni or when I went to sales, I already had that confidence. I guess fighting for what I want, really, that's what Grady taught me. Fighting to, believe in yourself as well. I never really believed in myself until I met people like Grady. Yeah, there was a few fights, but one of the biggest ones.
I do have some CCTV footage here for the viewers. And I just wanted to know, Clayce, if you'd be honest about it.
#1 podcast in Australia. Like and subscribe.
My name is Grady Stewart, an American living in Australia, and in 2018, I was convicted of cocaine trafficking from Compton, California to Perth. I've done my crime, and this podcast is my redemption. Welcome to Crimes and Misunderstandings, a true crime podcast where we do real interviews with real convicts and see if they're on the fast track back to prison or the road to redemption. The guest we have today, though he faced, yet briefly, a prison sentence, it's more about my road to redemption. We have Clayce Wilson with us. He was born with dwarfism.
I wouldn't say just bad knees.
You have bad knees?
Yeah, so the kneecaps were on the left-hand side instead of in the center.
Oh, okay. So anyway, he was born with, you told me you don't have kneecaps. Remember when we were talking before and you said when you hit a certain age, you were going to be able to get a surgery to get kneecaps, yeah?
No, like full knee reconstruction, so like the kneecaps going into the left side.
Oh, okay.
And then when I had the surgery, they butchered it, so now it looks even worse.
Oh, so you did have that surgery?
Yeah, I've had 2.
You've had 2. So, all right. Well, Clayce was introduced to me by a lady named Marilyn Morgan. She works with, when she called me, and the way I remember it, I had a boxing, she's like, so Grady, like I had known Marilyn from a while ago, but I was a boxing coach and I wouldn't say really poised to be a mentor, but it's kind of the position you get put into. She's like, Grady, I hear you work with at-risk youth, and I've got this boy that he's a 14-year-old. He's been severely bullied, yada, yada, in school. He's had a really hard time. Will you look after him? And I was like, well, hold on a second. What's your name again? And she's like, man, yeah. I said, well, I can't say I'll let him live with me right away, but bring him over and I'll have a look at him. So she brings him over, and what were you, 14 years old?
Yeah, 14, 15, around that.
Yeah, so he comes over, and I see the kid, and at that time I had a house right at oceanfront, like my next door neighbor's house was like 7 to 10 million, like all the other houses millions. And then we had the one in the front that was older, some rental, but like huge front yard. I had a boxing ring in my backyard that you could get through the garage that I'd converted to boxing bags. And Clayce comes in, and the first time I met him, I was like, woo, what is that odor? So I went and got you some Lynx deodorant. You're like, what is that? Do you remember that?
No. I don't
okay, well, anyway, we sprayed.
He's like, I didn't smell bad.
No. So anyway, we started doing, he had a Justin Bieber haircut. And
yeah, that's true.
And it wasn't, so at this point I hadn't been to prison. I said, hey, look, I've been a barber in prison. Let me fix that for you. And, I never let the truth get in the way of a good story. I had never been a barber in prison. So but I decided I could learn on the fly. That did, it looked better when I was done with it, but those holes in the back of his head were only noticeable for a little while. Long story short, Clayce is now, how old are you?
28.
28. He's been arrested once, my fault. And I have tremendous guilt about that. And that's part of my road to redemption. But like before, I was a wild man, but my heart has always been to help people, especially. And Clayce, being a bullied victim, I said, you know what? We've got a chance to make this guy's life better. And you came into my life, and I have to admit, you made my life better, man. Like, I enjoy having you. But
yeah,
he's a violent prick, and I haven't been abused so bad in my life. But talk about being bullied, reverse bully. But yeah, Clayce. Tell us, you came in. What was your life like pre me in school?
Well, started out living in Manjimup, or grew up in Manjimup, started in Bunbury, was a little kid.
Yeah.
Fast forward to school, went to Manjimup, East Manjimup Primary, and then got a bit bullied there pretty bad till about year 5.
Yeah.
And then went on to Manjimup Primary School. And then from there went to the high school till about year 10. Mm-hmm. And then was just like severely bullied by everyone. And just had enough. That's why Marilyn, the lady you mentioned, she helped me get into a school in Perth, and that's where from there I went on to meet you and started a new life up in the city pretty much.
Yeah. So
how'd you meet her? How'd you end up linking up with her where she gave you the Sydney Perth opportunity?
She's been around the family for a very long time. Like she knew mum when my oldest siblings were kids. And so I'm one of 7, I'm the youngest. Mm-hmm. And so she's always been there to try and help out and support the family. And not only me, other families that need help and support in the Southwest.
So she's a support worker, essentially.
Yeah, support worker and physio. Like she does a bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I moved to Perth and met Grady, stayed in the hostel. But then I used to go around to Grady's all the time after school. Or on the weekend, stay there, lived there over the summertime.
Yeah. And then it became like pretty much a permanent fixture at my house.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like, but yeah, let's go. What was your mental state like when you were just how often were you going to school, and like, how bad did it feel to get that bullied? Because we're going to really address this.
Yeah, well, school was crap in Manjimup. I hated it. I hated Manjimup, wanted to get out of there.
Yeah.
But if I didn't want to go to school, like mum was a wildflower picker, so I'd go out the bush and help her with the wildflowers, or I'd just not go to school at all, stay home.
Yeah, and you said you were going to school like less than half the time just because it was just so hard. I mean, you wanted to learn, right?
Yeah, I wanted to learn. Like I've always been interested in educating myself to a certain extent, not, go to university and do a doctor's degree, but do sales or anything to make a good income. Yeah. But just school was shit down there. Like I remember one time I was in primary school, there was this girl that didn't want me to go on a school camp. I was year 4 or year 5. She said, "I don't want you coming around." I just went home, little kid devastated, and I didn't go to the school camp. Yeah. So
and that's it, and that scars a kid because I didn't get like. I felt like people didn't want me around too, just because, like, I guess socioeconomically I wasn't where I thought I should be. Kids are smarter than they think, and the emotions are so high, and it's brutal being like bullied as a kid. Yeah, and I recognized that in you, and I said, "Hey, we got this little warrior here, so we got a chance to make a difference in somebody's life." And I'm not, like I said, I'm not the best guardian in the world, but I think I did pretty good. With you, your life you had some exciting times after that. So there's something because I never pry really much into Clayce's path, because I said, you know what, whatever happened before, I can't help, but I can help him from here forward. And running the fight shows, and we'll go through everything that we went through. But we had immediately upon him coming to my house, I had him watching UFC fights with Soa Palele, who's a local UFC hero and icon. Danny Green, Adam Hunter, who just recently passed away, was a big fan of Clayce's. Who else did we? What were the Eagles? My memory's terrible. I know we had you with a bunch of the Eagles players. You wanted to meet that redhead. Some of the guys that you've been around.
Saul Palele, or the Hulk.
Yeah,
know him.
Yeah,
know him as. There was a few others I can't remember the names of, but they were in the UFC that you mentioned, and then I did get to know a few of the Muay Thai fighters, like. I can't remember his name. Powdrill, Rob Powdrill. He was really.
He's a chili eating monster. We gotta pull up. So we gotta pull up when. So Clayce is unbelievably strong. I'm telling you, you have no idea how strong this guy is until he gets a hold of you. We had this boxing ring in the backyard, but. When he gets angry, he gets angry. And I had some these footy players go, I'm like, "Hey, you're gonna spar Clayce." And they're like, "Oh, I thought it was funny because he didn't have kneecaps. Every time we were training boxing, he would fall down, and we worked those body mechanics. And because his legs don't work like ours do, where we can step back, I actually taught him how to waddle back Like he would like be a waddle. And when he waddle, he throw a hook. And these guys like, oh, it's like laughing. They think, oh, Mr. Sparkly. And all of a sudden, whack. And this, I mean, he broke one guy's. Quick shout out to today's sponsors, Zenzino, a Scandinavian test-based nutrition company with a game-changing omega product that most Aussies have not heard of yet. But just like this podcast, it's going to blow up. So you're going to want to jump on board. Their patented balanced oil starts with a simple blood test to show if your omega-3s are deficient. And odds are, they are. What makes it different? It isn't your average fish oil. It's loaded with powerful polyphenols that stop oxidation in your body and make sure it actually reaches your cells to repair damaged membranes. We're talking real results, faster recovery, faster performance, lower inflammation, stronger immune system, and sharper focus. Then at 120 days, you test again and see the proof for yourself. Check the show notes for the link and get yourself back in balance. Zenzino. To our next sponsor, Grady Stewart, who brings in the most beautiful topless waitresses in town. Hit him up directly so he can get in touch with Lily, the shark bite lady. She will happily deliver testy morsels naked.
We actually have an email now, crimesofmisunderstanding@gmail.com.
Bro, do you know we even actually have a website? Did you know that? You told me not to build one, but I did it anyway.
We got an email. It's fine.
Yeah, but no, it's actually like a Crimes or Misunderstandings that actually has an email instead of Gmail, so we're not so ghetto. But we do like the ghetto, don't we, Lily?
Yeah, but then the people can email you.
Yeah, well, yeah, baby steps. Remember,
baby steps. One of the
we are a low budget show at the moment. You know how much I made in prison?
You are?
I got fired from every job I had, but while they were paying me, the most I ever made, $7.20 a day. And that was for like 14 days before they fired me.
You can buy one avocado a day. That is not that bad.
I could. You could buy one avocado a day. Yeah, that's, you know what? I always like looking on the bright side of things. I'm not even kidding. Broke a guy's jaw, like one spot here and one spot here, didn't you, Clayce?
Yeah. It was at the end of the round. It was pretty unfortunate, like with the 10-second ding went, and then it was like 2 seconds later, and before the end of the round, then bang.
Hold on. Did you say the round ended, it went ding ding, and then you went bang?
No,
you're supposed to stop when the bell rings,
the
Clayce.
10-second warning before the round ended went. And
he was well within. He was in striking, but the other kid was a good boxer too, man. That's the thing. Like, people, I had like AFL footy players, like they played like high level AFL. They thought it was funny, and then all of a sudden, they're coming out with their eyes swollen shut. Their lips. Clayce could hit, and once he learned how not to fall and waddle back, he was dangerous, man. And I'm talking, if you sparred him once, it wasn't fun to. Nobody was laughing the second time. Nobody was laughing the second time. But yeah, so we've talked about a waddle. Anyway, we've got Danny Green really is taking a liking to you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was really cool.
Yeah,
it was great to hang out with him, and when they had the sparring matches with Paul Morrison and the Sharp.
Sharpie, yeah.
Sharpie, yeah.
So we used to. Luckily, Danny Green is a good mate of mine and a good mate of Clayce's. And when I had my gym, Danny had Green Zone, but it was a like a weightlifting gym. But mine was like a boxing MMA gym, and Danny would come and train, and he'd bring all of his people, and Angelo Hyder and Tony Tolge. They had offices in my gym. Clayce was a permanent fixture, to the point that he was walking ring girls out in the ring, holding belting champions. And we were able to go. Daddy used to take me and my fighters like all over with him as sparring partners, because once the fight got closer, with Mundine and everything, we would travel to Melbourne, where he'd train for the final stages and get ready. And Clayce always during training was in the corner.
This is you with Green. This is an old Facebook of yours that I found here.
That's the first day I met him when I was working with Ken Shamrock.
Oh, that's you, Ken Shamrock, and Danny Green there.
Yeah, that's the first time I met Danny Green. We had Vic Darchini and Ken Shamrock was fighting Pedro Rizzo in some sort of, I think it was Elite FC. The promoter Ken Shamrock was so fight savvy. They were having problem paying per diems, and Ken said, I am not getting, he goes, I'm not walking out until that money hits my account. Kid Shamrock, Jesse Taylor, who won the Ultimate Fighter Redemption, was there. And it's also the night I met Lucas Big Daddy Brow. But Kid Shamrock was the only one that got paid for that fight. Last I heard it was like years later. He was the only one that got paid, and he wasn't going out into the ring unless he got paid beforehand. So yeah, there's us. Yeah, we had some. Actually, we had a friend. What is Maddie? Maddie and Trishy, and remember Matt from Sydney. Mike. Sorry, Mikey. I'm sorry, man. We spent some good time together, but I'm brain damaged, bro. Like I know, but like Mikey, his whole family, good. We spent a lot of time together. So,
he's a legend.
Yeah. So anyway, so Clayce's got to spend time. He's got to hang out with all the fighters, the footy players, and then I remember going to watching you, and it was sad. I seen like you would try to meet some people and. At first, you would take buses and stuff like that, and then a lot of times they weren't there, like really most of the time. And I said, "Wow, that's not gonna happen." And I remember going to your school and I was looking for Clayce. I think I can't remember which fighter. It might have been Xavier Lucas. Yeah, I was like, "Hey, have any of you guys seen that little shit Clayce?" I'm looking like I'll predict I'm angry. Like, what do you do? I go. Every time I leave town, I come back, there's beer bottles everywhere. There's naked strippers on the place. Next thing you know, we had the best high school party of the year like 3 times. But, oh, man. Luckily, it's in the past. Hopefully, it's statute of limitation. But high school parties, how big were the parties? They got big, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And then I would leave. I'd come home, and guys had been like punched holes in my refrigerator, broken glasses on their head. I'm like, oh, no, man. I don't know. But, Clayce went from like 3 friends on Facebook to like, I don't know. How many? You got tons. Everybody knows you everywhere, don't they?
Yeah. So, no, it was just more like, put it to straight to basically it was low self-esteem, like no confidence, whatever. Then when I met Grady, like everything changed.
Yeah.
Pretty much put the self-esteem up and helped me get more confident in myself and got to know people, was able to work my way around conversation, talk to people, and then that got me into when I went to uni or when I went to sales, I already had that confidence to be able to say it how I wanted it. Yeah,
it was actually, I've never told you this, but it was like they had so you got into UWA, so you graduated Mercy. Well, first, so it was when he got to UWA, they had Parent Day, and he asked me to come. So it was like me and my ex, and we got to like be Parent Day, and that was an honor. Thank you, man. But so let's just digress. So Clayce, let's just say Clayce had an eye for the ladies, and I happen to know a few. So Clayce's approaching his 18th birthday. He's possibly there. And I call.
Yeah. I reckon. Yeah. Let's put it up a little. I reckon let's put it up a little.
What do you mean? This is a woman one, not nothing else. This is a woman.
Well, like the first time that he got the hookup, I reckon we put it up a little.
Oh, you want detailed in?
No. Like
scrap it. Like
don't. No, hell no. I'm not scrapping it. Listen, Diego. Listen. I know you have vaginitis, but that ain't my problem, man. We got Clayce a stripper. It happened to be my mate's girlfriend. I called my friend. I said, hey, Hori. I said, I was thinking of Clayce. I was like, you know what? This guy needs a little female attention. I said, do you know any strippers? Hori goes, yeah, I do. I go, all right, send one over here. And he goes, okay, no problem. And this girl's over here in like 10 minutes. So on the way over, I said, hey, Clayce, I'm going to tell you, when this girl drinks, she gets a little wild. She might take her clothes off. So anyway, turns out Hori ends up coming over a little later. Clayce, the madman he is getting lap dance after lap dance. How'd you like that, Clayce?
That was good fun. Good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a young kid, so I was like, oh well.
Right, not young. You were 17, almost 18. All right.
Yeah.
So, and the stripper, to be fair, was 19. So whatever. Yeah. So she's giving him lap dance after lap dance, and after Clayce got her out of a headlock, Hori comes in. I said, hey, how did you meet that girl? And he goes, oh, she's my girlfriend. So Clayce then, I guess, over time had become friends with her, and from her another friend, and he's in high school talking to strippers like they're best mates. They're having like deep and meaningful sex. But hey, man, I see the guy. He was getting like rejected. Man, it was heartbreaking to me because I saw how he was getting rejected. I knew what a superstar he was. They go, only everybody else needs to know it. All of a sudden, when his high school finds out he's hanging out with the hottest women in town, guess what happened? The high school started coming over. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody wanted to be with Clayce. It was cool.
Yeah,
Then
no, it was good fun.
enter Clayce's graduation from Mercy College.
Yeah.
So the late Adam Hunter, who's just passed away. But Australians are crazy. So Hori's this guy. He's like a business tycoon, but he's also like the nicest psycho you've ever met, and you don't know which one you're talking to until he starts drinking. He's told Adam Hunter that he's bought a 1984 Lincoln limousine, and it was a money-making machine. So Adam Hunter's, we hung out with Adam quite a bit, and Adam's like, this money-making machine, he goes, it's not really a money-making machine. The first time he tried to hire it out, it was girls for the ball, like kids that go to the ball in America is like the prom. He's got a car full of them. He's driving. He puts the left blinker on. The whole car shuts off and locks the people in the back. So this money-making machine, he goes, I've never made money with this money-making machine. I said, well, let's try again. I go, Clayce's graduating high school. Let's make it something special. I think he was 18 at the time. And I said, let's get him his favorite girls, fill it with booze, and we'll pick him up from his graduation. Little did I know, Hans let the strippers drink too early. They're graduating, and is like the priests and stuff are walking out. The topless strippers decide to pop out the sunroof and go, Clayce, knowing him by first name, which was quite, yeah. And then I told him to bring some mates. How did that go down? How did you do me dirty like that, man?
So I had a bunch of boys that were organised, all ready to go, and then they didn't want to jump in, so I ended up just taking two of my old girlfriends in there.
But tell me the girl. It wasn't just two girlfriends.
Hold on. You took two of your old girlfriends in there. How did you even get two exes in one car?
No, friends.
Not girlfriend friends, like friends that I was close with.
Oh, yeah. They were just older.
Yeah.
But they weren't just girls. They were the valedictorian and the salutatorian of the school. So tell what happened immediately when you got you jump into this limousine with the two smartest people in your school and two strippers.
Yeah.
Immediately upon entering, how did that go?
Oh, it was pretty wild, like motorboating, and they were just they've never experienced it before, and then they were trying to convert the young girls into strippers.
Yeah, so
pretty much.
So look, those of you that are judging me now, like you get rejected forever, and then all of a sudden you've got a chance to redeem somebody and give them self-value, and then give him the confidence to actually know that they can do it. That's what I did. I put him around the girls, and we got him some yeses, and those yeses became more yeses, and from there, what's happened? Like I don't know if it's the right way or the wrong way, but it was a way. What was better?
I love this inspirational speech. It's like, if you have no confidence, you come to me, you go to a high school, and you'll get two girls into your car with strippers, and they'll motorboat chicks while you watch and do it.
I'm going to have to say right now, Adam Hunter is gone, so we're just going to blame it on him. But Adam Hunter, man, what a good guy. He loved Clayce. And so he's got Clayce's two favorite strippers. But yeah, a lifetime of no's, and finally there's some yeses. And then, man, your stock went up, didn't it?
It definitely increased my confidence, like not the stripper thing and all that, but like hanging out with Grady pretty much. And the way he done life, and the way he would approach people, and just trying to bleed some life into me. So pretty much,
like I said, we put him around, and he was like in the fight shows. He's like, I show up to a nightclub one time and I see Clayce out. I was like, "What are you doing here, man?" He's sitting in the middle of the night in the dance floor, rave dancing, and I'm talking. This dude was moving, man. Do you remember those moves?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I bet that was good. But so Clayce, literally, he was. He didn't know nothing. He knew nothing about life. He didn't know about travel. His family didn't travel. And he's decided, because I've been all over the world, and on his own, he's decided he wanted to travel. And man, now you've been all over the world. I mean, I think maybe, was your first trip with me to Indonesia?
Yeah, when we went, like, first out of Australia trip, when we went to Bali, yeah.
Yeah. And how was that?
That was awesome, yeah. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Why don't you me a little more descriptive, man? You know, like, what a dick, man. You know what I guess? He bullies me, and then he like embarrassing.
When you go to the part where you're pissing your pants, or?
Hey, bro, that's
Wait, what happened here?
You wanted more description. We're going whitewater rafting, and then Grady's like, "Oh, I've got to go to the toilet," and then his whole family's watching him. He's there just pissing his pants in front of everyone.
Okay, in all fairness, first of all, if you go to Bali, they take you that they don't tell you that you're gonna go whitewater rafting. They don't tell you you're gonna walk 10 miles down to go do it. I drink in bingtangs and you can't really stop. And I'm like, man, I gotta take a piss. I gotta stop, but you're carrying these things down. And I was like, man, I gotta piss so bad. Fuck it. I just pissed my pants. Everybody saw it coming out, but I figured, say, you pissing your pants in the water. You know, just wait until I get in the water. Yeah. Thanks for that, Clayce.
You're welcome. You're welcome. No, but it was awesome, you know, like, and meeting Erin, your sister, and your husband, 2 kids that invited me to go stay in America.
3 kids, yeah. 3 kids.
Yeah, 3 kids, yeah. And then went over there that summer. Yeah. Well, winter over there, summer in Australia.
Well, I mean, your first real Christmas, wasn't it? But how'd that go? My sister's not short of $1. Although me, Erin, if you've seen this, I know I'm not asking for a large loan. She's already been there, done that. My God, that's it. I think the well is running dry on that. She bailed me out of too many jails, so I think she's done with that. But she's taking Clayce over, and Santa Claus is not a man, was it?
No, it wasn't.
But my sister, man, this kid. He went back every year. For how many years did you go back there?
I went 3 years in a row.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He came back and made a profit.
Bro, that first year must have been good, huh? 3 years in a row. Let's go.
Yeah. So when what was it? First time I went over, just stayed with Erin for 6.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And then so that was like Christmas, New Year. Spent my birthday there. Like I remember kids like made me pancakes and that in the morning for my birthday. It was awesome. And then before I left, I decided, I want to go see San Francisco. So I went up there for a few days, and that was like a trip to remember. Like that was my favorite city that I've been to ever.
Yeah.
And then I'd done it again the following year, and then the following year after that, for my 21st, I went over.
Yeah.
After in February and done the Mardi Gras and all that as well.
Yeah. So, by the way, Mardi Gras in America is not a gay. It's a, as far as I know, he's not gay. But like, hey, I'd like. If you're gay, you want to tell me now, you can tell. But I know Mardi Gras in America is like it's like Carnival in Brazil. Yeah. I don't know why Mardi Gras is gay here, man. What's that about?
Yeah. I was about to say something just then, but yeah. All right. I take the Carnival explanation. That makes sense.
Yeah, but Carnival's not gay, is it?
Nah, Carnival's not gay. It's just like the gay people try to take it over, and I think in Australia, gay people have taken over Mardi Gras.
Yeah, in America, literally, you buy like 10-cent bead necklaces and you exchange them for women's clothes. Like, funny thing is, most of these women have no clothes left, but they have shitloads of beads. I was like, how much clothes were they wearing when they got there? You know? Yeah. And of course, Clayce, dirty little prick that he is, went over there to.
Oh wow! I just looked this up. So before, this is interesting. I actually never knew this. So before it became synonymous with LGBTQ pride celebration, Mardi Gras was actually a religious festival. I never knew that. Interesting.
Religion? What religion? Voodoo? Like, didn't it come from New Orleans?
It says it marks period of festival leadings up to Christian Lent. So leading up to Lent, they had Mardi Gras. And then I guess the guys have taken it over.
Oh, Lent, Diogo's favorite religious holiday. Oh, please, Lent, please let's skip Lent next year, man. But violent Brazilians, for Lent, he fasted and then decided to drink an entire bottle of Fireball in 15 minutes. And I've talked about it because I've got PTSD from it. There's about, 40 people in here, and there's about maybe 25 of them like working through these offices. He's gone through and fired 21 people on the other side that don't even know who he was. He's fired me. He's fired Mitch. He even fired my mate Clarky, who has his own gold mine that he has nothing to do with. Took over Clarky's gold mine, had helicopters flying in there, and would not let us leave. I think there's a charge for that. What is it called?
No, yeah. To be fair, first of all, shout outs to all my real Christians out there that do Lent. I was fasting and I didn't eat and I wasn't eating at all. And I had some Fireball, and when you don't eat and you go and drink,
I don't think that was. I think you drank. I think you ate Fireball, man. I think you saved the Last Supper for liquid, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, it was terrifying, man. I never wanted to escape so bad in my life. I did more time in the shoe. I felt safer, man. Like this dude, it was horrible. Don't ever do that to me again, you dick.
It was wild, but I have also seen a video that you fed Clayce some chili. I was trying to look this up, but I can't find it.
Oh, right.
What happened there?
So I did get sidetracked. So he's like got crazy strength, right? And then when he gets angry, he gets this look in his eye like, you're going to fucking die. So we had a thing when I was training all the fighters for training. And funny thing about Australians, they like to drink.
Yeah,
so we're like, where I was like, if you're training, you can't drink. And if you're training for a fight, we need 6 days, especially depending on the week, but 6 days, at least 5. If you only do 4, you're punished. I was growing the hottest chilies of the world at the time. I said, you only do 4, your punishment for missing a day is you've got to eat chili. Australians can drink, but they can't eat chili. Clayce decides that he's now badass enough to eat a chili. He's never had a chili in his life. That's what I said. He's like, let me eat that
anyway.
Huh?
Not that chili anyway.
He's taking this chili. And I'm telling you right now, it was all funny. He's all laughing. And all of a sudden, he looks like the devil took over his body. His eyes look at me like, fuck you. And he started drinking out of the dog bowl outside. I'm not kidding, man. Show him the video.
No, I was trying to go, Clayce, run us through this because I was trying to look this video up, but I can't find it.
It's on my own Facebook but I'll send it to you.
All right, send it through me. Send it to my email. But until he sends it through, Clayce, tell us what happened there. Were you coerced into this chili eating?
Oh, definitely coerced, but it wasn't coercion for me. It was more coercion for Jordan, one of the guys that Grady used to train boxing. He didn't show up.
Yeah.
Well, because they had a rule that he had to show up every day to box, and then he didn't show up. So Grady's like, punishment here, you're going to eat this whole scorpion pepper.
I want to tell him he's a flop. You're a flop. I'm sad. I'm disappointed I ever spent time with you, man. You're a flop.
You gave him $15,000.
Yeah, man.
And he smoked meth with it.
He told me. This episode is brought to us by Hardtech Digital. Hardtech specializes in the design, manufacture, and supply of signage and safety solutions to the construction, mining, oil, and gas industries. The company has an extensive safety sign and safety product range along with safety isolation systems, which are at the cutting edge for positive locking, high reliability, and safety energy use. Hardtech design and manufacturing all types of signs to protect workers and to keep the workplace free from accidents.
Sounds good to me.
This episode is also brought to you by Ecolux Interiors Pro Fit PVC Solutions. In the world of commercial interiors, Ecolux Interiors Pro Fit PVC Solutions stands out by offering an unparalleled blend of style, durability, and affordability. Our premium PVC panels are designed to transform any commercial space, be it a chic boutique, a luxurious hotel, or an imposing high-rise, into a masterpiece of design. Without the hefty price tag typically associated with high-end finishes. Hit up Ecolux Interiors Pro.
All right.
Good.
They sound pretty good, huh?
Oh, I think so. You need finance without the bullshit?
Yes.
Hit up dreamdealer.com.au. He's our man, Jesse. He get you finance for anything you need, from cars to houses to planes to maybe small ammunitions. And we're not serious about everything, but he'll get it financed for you.
Yeah, as he said, you can get it on tick. So
Yeah.
he'll give you the cash and he'll finance it. Anything on wheels.
Plan your trip now. Save with our Perth Car Rentals, Velocity Rentals. Drive our late model cars for an enjoyable, stress-free travel experience that combines convenience, comfort, and flexibility. Whether you're a business trip or on a leisurely getaway, our Perth Hire Services offers freedom to explore at your own pace.
I tell you this much, you're a better ad reader than Mayweather.
I can't believe I can read. When I first met him, he was the nicest guy in the world, like this, like good kid and all this stuff. And he's convinced me that these bikies were. I didn't know that he was into the meth. And he's convinced me these bikies were going to kill him and all this shit. He needed $15,000. So
that took a heavy turn.
Yeah,
all right, shoot that video to my email. But go on, continue, Clayce. Continue on this story.
And then so Jordan, like, I have a piece. It's like, if you have a piece, I have a piece. So all right, I got to have this tiniest bit of ghost pepper. And then it just like sets my mouth and whole esophagus on fire. And then I'm running to the kitchen trying to get a drink out of the fridge. And then they're trying to stop me from getting a drink. And I'm like, no, get out of the way.
He suplexed a girl on her neck. She tried to block him. He's like, well, pop. It's like, yeah, man. Oh, I've got to find this video.
Yeah, so actually, ghost peppers are stronger than scorpion pepper. Scorpion pepper is 1 million Schofield.
No, this is
but ghost pepper is actually stronger than that.
No, this is a Mayorga.
This is a Mayorga.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Let's go. Yeah, and what else happened, Clayce?
So I go and get this drink, and then Jordan has his, and he steals the milk. So obviously, milk's good for chili. And then my mouth is on fire. Coke does nothing, so I go out to the front door.
Coke does nothing. Go on,
And then I'm like, I go get the hose, and I'm starting to like hose my mouth out. I'm like, surely this will work. Grady's like, what are you doing, drinking out of the dog bowl? And I'm like, fuck off.
There was a dog. It was a bucket the dogs drink out of it. And I had a mastiff. Have you ever seen mastiffs? Like they just drool, so there's slobbers there.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta find this video. His head was in the bowl, man. I'm telling you right now. Oh man, I'm gonna find this thing. It's gonna kill me.
Was that the first time you ate chili like that, or
Yeah,
or
that
what?
kind of chili, yeah. It was.
I don't think he's done it again.
No, I haven't done it again, no.
You haven't done it again?
No.
Actually, we have these jelly beans here.
Oh, yeah.
I love how Tom says,
whoa,
yeah.
whoa.
So we have these jelly beans here, and it's a packet where apparently you spin a thing and then you eat the jelly bean. And then there's and you don't know the flavor. There's all these different flavors of these jelly beans, and people hate it. But when we were in the pool room, we actually found a whole packet that hasn't been opened. And if you're up to it, Clayce, we can play the game, and you could actually have good jelly beans, and Grady can have bad jelly beans. We don't know.
How about we? Yeah, let's play. Let's play a lottery. We just mix the good ones with the bad ones. He picks one, I pick one, and we find out who wins.
Yeah, all right. Let's do it. So,
but before we do, let's get through his life story first before we kill him.
Get through that. There's going to be nothing left.
Hey, I'll find that video later for you to upload because it's on there. But yeah. So anyway, Clayce. I was there, and I was drunk when he met me, drug free, and didn't do anything. I drank, but not. And I was there for everybody. There's a kid that I particularly really love. It was Mikey Warren. He had problems with drugs, and he came and he's like, I want to fight, yada. And I was like, yeah. He came every day riding his bike to the gym, and he had he was on meth. He got into a chase with the cops. One of the cops, he got out they blocked him in. He got out a foot race. One of the sergeants chased him, and he turned around and I guess he caught the sergeant on the chin, and the cop's chin. I remember the cop split his chin open, knocked his tooth out, and he's out on bail in the meantime. And I'm talking in remorse for real. And Mikey's like, I want to be a pro fighter. Let's go. And So Mikey, I'll be calling you. I forget. So I've been busy, but we'll touch base. Maybe even tonight. Remind me. He was good, and then he literally changed his life. Turned into a fighter. He went and did a year in prison. We stayed in touch. Came out. Had tons of amateurs. He went with Angelo Hyder over the East Coast. Came in and had his pro debut, and then he had a couple kids, and then now he started his success. I haven't talked to him in a few months, but he was doing pretty well as a chippy with his own business. And Mikey, you like Mikey? Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, him and that other fella, can't remember who used to go to Lacey's gym.
Jamie Weech,
No, he had the German Shepherds.
the German Shepherds.
Did he actually look? I was going through some images, Clayce. Did he actually look like this?
That's when I was fat.
This is when you were fat?
Yeah, that was when I was fat.
No, yeah, he had the six pack and everything. Grady was pretty like jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely was fat back then. Yeah, there's times. Don't make me send you a new one, man, please.
What do you mean? Don't make me send you a new one?
No, I was pretty well built because I like everything in excess. I trained in excess. You know what I mean? And then when I got injured, Clayce was there. I tore everything in my shoulder. I didn't know how bad I tore it. It was doing jujitsu, and I tore it, and I just felt like this burn in my thing. And Gracie was there, and this is the part where it gets like I have a lot of regret. I tore my shoulder. I had the world's worst doctor, Dr. Peter Hunting, 3 failed surgeries, told me I was the worst patient ever when he didn't attach stuff right. He gave me a shoulder surgery, and my bicep popped like promptly after, and he's like, "You're a terrible patient." And I was like, "What do you mean? I just sat here in a sling for a day." Like, anyway, horrible patient. Anyway. Sent me into a depression. I was going for a malpractice, getting a malpractice settlement. I wasn't used to sitting still. There was 2 beautiful girls that at a party of a friend of ours, and I had not touched drugs. They used to hide it from me. Then I'd been drinking. They're like, "Do you want some cocaine?" And they were that good looking. If they had asked me if I wanted to huff petrol, I would have said yes. So I did cocaine. I was like, "Wow, what?" Like off to the races. And I was like, "How much does this cost?" And I'm from a border city. I knew how much it cost in America. It's like, "Oh, it's just like $450 a gram." I said, "A gram? What?" And I get it for $35. And the first stuff they gave me, I was like, "What is that?" They're like, "It's cocaine." I was like, "No, that's not cocaine." The purity is so low. So I did do international business in Spanish. And I decided through my depression and what turned into addiction to apply my trade. And I used my Spanish to import cocaine from Compton, from the Mexicans in Spanish, and bring it over to Australia so I could get more women. Turns out that was highly illegal. And, and so, but this went on for a while, and I mean, when you're the captain of your own ship, who do you turn to? Like, I've helped all these guys that were off drugs and everything, and all of a sudden, I've hit a depression and drugs, and like, I feel bad. And a shipment had come through, and the guys from Compton said, "Hey, it's good." They call it like they tried to drop it off, but they couldn't. Just send somebody to pick it up. And one of the most regretful moments I have, I sent Clayce because I was like, well, nobody's going to arrest Clayce. You're like, like if there's something, they're not going to arrest him. And sure enough, that did not turn out to be true either. So he went, but I took full responsibility immediately after he was arrested for, I don't know, they came barging in, and I said he had no idea. I sent him there. Yeah, and I took full responsibility for that. But to this day, I feel bad that he was in handcuffs and had to go through the ordeal of the police getting him, so I am now back to the road to redemption. And, I think I've done more good than bad for people, but I did terrible for myself. I lost my own family, and I feel horrible that I put you through that. But hopefully that you did, no charges stuck with you, right?
No.
And then, that happened. But
was he looking like this when all this was happening, Clayce, or what?
That's when I catfished my girlfriend. I got out of prison. I was like, "What is this that you can put?" Like, I pretty much looked like that. That was just a little bit enhanced.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I found out all my friends were like, "Hey, there's these dating web," and I didn't want to find any more girls drinking and doing drugs. So I said, "You know what? I'm going to go on this dating website and I'll find like." I did 4 dates, and the first 4 I mean, catfish was an understatement. The first one was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. She showed up. She was a short, round, dark girl. I was like, "What?"
Were you just out of guilt? Were you wearing this when you got there? Or?
No, that's when I got out of prison. What I was wearing. But yeah, that's how they picked me up. So this is how I got my girlfriend, because she comes from a prairie town. I don't think they have computers there, so she doesn't know about that either. So, like, she thought that was really me. And I was like, oh, no, anyway. So, yeah, I found out AI, and of course, Diago's a dick. You know, like, man, why would you do that to me, man? I'm trying to have like a spiritual moment.
No, that's my bad. It's my bad. It's what happened that time, Clayce? Like, honestly, what happened during that time from your perspective?
Oh, it was just, I think it was at my sister's. I was living there at the time. And then I was going to Grady's. Fast forward, he's like, oh, can you go grab this on the way? And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
No, bro, he's not. Listen, I've worked, child abuse was invented for a reason. I don't care if he's 27, he's getting abused right now. He meant what was happening in that time in my life that I had turned sideways, not where you were at your sister's house.
Oh, man,
stroking your cock, man, you fucking weirdo.
I thought he meant what happened from your perspective that day.
Not that day, the build up to that day. Unless that is what you meant, Diago, but I doubt it, you know?
Go ahead, Clayce. You take whatever I meant and you run with it. Go on.
But yeah, pretty much, picked it up, then went back to Grady's, and then the whole ordeal happened. But I don't know. I can't really remember in details of what really was happening.
It would have been Fast and Furious to him.
Because I moved down to my sister's. I was staying there for a bit, and then I started doing the sales.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, he was selling. So he's doing like these raffle tickets for Paralympics, and he was the number one salesman. You know, you did very good, didn't you?
Yeah, I did pretty good.
But they hosed you on it. Didn't they end up like something bad happened on that?
No, they just kept on recruiting stupid people that didn't want to do the job properly or had no tactics for sales,
Yeah.
and then you're sent out with these crew just for them to steal your sales, or you have to give them sales to try and make the company money, and it was stupid. Like, there were some really good salespeople on the team, but about 10% were good and the other 90 were average or terrible. And then when you went away on road trips, that's when it got good. But when you get back to the city, they were only doing like $500 to $700 a week in sales when you want to be doing like $2-3 grand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sounds like I'm just listening to a lot of the story. A lot of things are pretty new to me, pretty new to Tom as well. And it sounds like you were going through it where you were from. You came and met Grady. You had a new outlook of life. You had a new, invigoration to your life, invigoration to your confidence. You then started speaking to women. You started getting laid. You started talking to everyone. What was, in your mind, just like out of all the good and everything and all the bad, what was one thing that has stuck with you this entire time? Like, whether it's wild, good or bad?
Oh, I guess definitely being a good human, but Grady's taught me that. And then obviously the UFC, when I started watching UFC and fighting, and then I got into doing some boxing. And that was good fun, but I guess fighting for what I want, really, that's what Grady taught me. Fighting to, believe in yourself as well. I never really believed in myself until I met people like Grady.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, this guy is so capable, and I never like to knock anybody, but Clayce is taking the wildflower business by storm. He calls himself the Flower Man, and I said, "What? Like, how do they get a hold of you?" He does really well selling wildflowers. He picks them, but he's got a business now. He's had it for years. He's done really well for himself, and he is selling wildflowers like crazy. And we want to get it. Your goal is to get it over to the East Coast, yeah?
Yeah, like sell wholesale over East. So I sell wholesale in the city, but I want to expand just so I have a bit more leeway throughout the summertime and that, so I can keep some dried, and keep making money throughout the entire year.
He's a hard worker, man. He works like in the heat. First of all, he's another time he hosed me, but he works in the heat all day long. And then just tell him about like this last shenanigan you pulled on me, man. Go ahead.
Well, long story short, last year So I come off my dirt bike and then had a bad injury, and then call up Grady. It was like, oh, my trailer's stuck down on the other side of Manjimup, and I couldn't drive at the time. I couldn't lift nothing. So I'm like, can you come down and help me pick it up? 5 hours later, we get down there, and then he's picked it up, and then my brothers put my motorbike and the rest of my gear in the bush because I couldn't get it back to Perth. So that was another 1.5-hour drive.
Bro, hold on a second. Let me tell you what this dick did, bro. This is so fun. He's so like, first of all, he's an asshole. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't pull any punches. He goes, hey, mate, can we go down I've got to get my trailer. It's just down the road. And I learned a long time ago, never trusted Australia where they say just down the road. And he goes, a couple hours. I said, no worries. We're just on the side of the road? Yeah. We get there. Oh my God. It's 5.5 hours to the trailer. And then I'm filling up the fuel, and I'm like, I'm just got out of prison paying $7, like getting paid $7 a day. This guy's making $1,000 a day. I fill up the fuel, and I'm like, cough up the cash. He goes, for what? I was like, bro, I'm not paying to drive you all the way down there. You're paying. And then he goes, so we're going through, I go, and you're going to buy me a meal. It's one meal, 12 hours. I go through the Hungry Jacks, and I was like, I'll take the double Big Mac, a double Whopper combo with a Coke. And he goes, you don't need the chips in the Coke. I was like, so then we get there.
To be fair, he's right. Like, you know what I mean?
Too many Cokes a day.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't believe it. I literally had to give him $4.85 for the Coke and the chips, man. I was like, are you freaking kidding me, man? Like, so yeah.
That's a businessman right there. That's a businessman.
What about the part when we get down to the trailer and I'm like, because the whole reason why it was stuck there, the bearing went. So dual axle, my brother's like left it there, and then because we were running a delivery, and then we had to go back into Manji, get a higher trailer and transfer the flowers into the other trailer. So he gets down there and he's like, oh, you don't have a jack? And then Grady pulls out this ancient jack from like 1970. It's like, I'm trying to figure out.
He didn't tell me we had to change the tire, man. He just thought we were going to pick up a trailer.
Trying to figure out how to jack it up. It's not working. So he's like, just put it under there and I'll lift the whole trailer up. So he lifts the whole trailer up, sits the jack under there.
Bro, no. This guy, yeah. Bro, I'm so pissed off. Flies are flying in my nostrils, in my eyeballs. Every time I inhale, they're hitting inside my mouth. I'm like, this is bullshit. I go, you didn't tell me I had a flat tire. No jack, anything. I got irritated. I literally had to lift the trailer up with one hand, and he watched me change the tire with the other one. It was bad. It was, yeah. And then the back fell off, and he tells me I owe him $200. I'm literally going to pay for it tomorrow.
Yeah, he borrowed it, and then either him or Sheena, he blamed Sheena. The tailgate fell off when they went to Boddington, and then I'm like, oh man, well, we're gonna have to get another one. So anyway, so the trailer that he would have never had gets there. Then he goes, oh, let's just go pick up my bike. I said, no worries. Where's the bike? Another 3 hours into the bush dirt roads, bro. And he's like, oh, there's my swag. I said, where's the swag? He's sleeping underneath the bush in a swag. I said, how long do you stay there for? He goes, not long, like 3-4 weeks. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? But he worked like, how many hours a day do you work, like picking those wildflowers? 8 to 10, sometimes 12, depends on where I am, yeah.
And I mean, you're a hard worker. And how hot is it there?
When you're working in the springtime or early autumn,
when you work at the hottest,
about 30, 35.
Yeah, off air, can we give him some like help and like entertainment? Not the most mild times. Tell him how hot it is at the hottest times. You know what I mean?
We've worked in 40-degree heat for sure.
Yeah.
40 degrees.
Hailing,
for 8 to 10 hours.
Hailing rain, like it's constantly raining. Like it's coming into winter now, and I'll be out there working. So
for the people that don't know, what is wildflowers? What is wildflowers, and what is wildflower picking?
Oh, it's just harvesting native wildflowers in the southwest. So you can do it.
What is a wildflower?
It's a native flower in the bush.
Okay, what are some of them? Name some of them.
Emu grass, snotty gobble. A good one that people should know is Baronia. So they used to strip that and use it for perfumes long before my time. And then there's wattle. There's wattles everywhere. Yeah. It's even up in Perth. It's up north. But down south mostly tea tree, emu grass, snotty gobble, Banksia or sparsa.
Yeah. What's the one that I saw? He's He's go down there and he's like, you can make so much more money if you spray paint these things gold. I come to my house. There's a whole line of it. They are gold. They are spray painted gold, but so is the back of my wall. He's like, I get so much more money. I was like, what about my wall thing? You're going to paint the whole wall gold or what, man?
That was Christmas Hollyoak, but I didn't really get that one right.
Well, my wall looks like
it needed redecorating anyway.
I appreciate it. Like, anyway, I'm trying to tell the landlord it's art, abstract.
I've taken on painting, so I'll probably.
Oh man!
So he's given confidence and everything, but like during that time, was there? Tell us like some wild story if you have any. Did Grady ever, you said you were bullied during your time down in Manjimup. Like when you were in Perth, was there any fights that occurred? What happened? Is there any fights that happened here or no?
Yeah, there was a few fights, but one of the biggest ones is a fresh 18-year-old, being a menace. And then I just at one of the bars we went to, Grady took me to, and then I was playing up, I'd say. All the details.
This idiot almost got me murdered, man.
The reason why I say that is that I do have some CCTV footage here for the viewers, and that was a layup question, but I do have CCTV footage, and I just wanted to know, Clayce, if you'd be honest about it.
Yeah. So, listen, hold on. Remember now. You're now an entertainer. Tell them how it happened, and don't be so casual. Tell them how it happened, and tell them how you put my life in imminent jeopardy. And then while I was about to die, you were still trying to make out with a girl.
Long story short.
Be honest about it.
Well, this woman, she was probably like, I think 36 or 37 or something. But I was just drunk, being stupid. As what it is. It
is what
from
it
memory.
Is. I was pulling glass out of my face for 10 years, and that is what it is.
And then I did something stupid, and then her boyfriend was there and went off at me and went to hit me or slap me or something. And then I told Grady, and then Grady had words to him and flicked him on the head. And then
so the guy before he's got his shirt buttoned down to here, and he's saying he's a bull rider. He literally shook my hand before, and my hand went. Pfft. I was like, the dude's hand. Like, I think he could have crushed my bones doing this, but I think he thought that meant he in his mind he could whoop my ass. But Clayce,
he had one of those Donald Trump handshakes.
Bro, that guy's hand should have been mechanical. It was metal. My fingers were like, I felt like a bitch. I was like, he's like, I'm a bull rider and all this. He's got his cowboy shirt buttoned down to here. And, Clayce put his girlfriend in a headlock or some shit like that.
Something like that. I don't really remember.
The guy slapped him, and rightfully so. So I was like, "Hey, man, I get it. Nobody He was out of line, but nobody slaps Clayce but me." and then the guy starts poking me here, and I was like, "Bruh, he's wrong," but he poked me there. So my dad used to flick my head with a double flip. So I hit him, bang. And if you time it right, it's horrible. And I got him right, like on the forehead.
You flicked him on the forehead.
Because like if Clayce was in the right, I would have hit it. But Clayce was in the wrong. So yeah, Clayce needed discipline. I didn't. You deserved the slap that he gave you.
Yeah.
But I didn't deserve the pokes in my chest. So, and then he goes, all right, you wait right there. And he comes back.
Well, Clayce, you don't know this, right? But we've actually reached out to this establishment and we actually got the CCTV footage here. And you'll be watching this for the first time, but I want you to run us through what happened here and tell us who Grady is in this footage, if you can still tell. But we have the footage right here for the first time ever. And let me pull it up. Here it is. It's grainy for the viewers. It is a little grainy, but this is actual footage from the time. As you can see, there is Cam 3 from CCTV footage.
Yeah, so
and we're about to play.
Because it's Grady. I'm the top right one. In the top, my hat's on backwards.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, right there. Here. That's it right there. And these guys have come to me and tell me I'm not going to make it to the front door because I flicked the guy in the head. And so I'm debating with them casually. And I said, and you'll see me point. I go, are you sure that front door? I'm not going to make it to there. They said, we're sure. And I go, you sure? And I said, yep. And then the guy looked tired, so I helped him take a nap.
Why'd you lift your hand like that? So the first one.
They told me I wasn't going to make it to the front door. They go, hey, mate, you're not going to make it. And then I pointed where the front door is. I go, that door right there, are you sure? And they said, yep. And I could tell he was sleepy, so I just, like I said, I helped him take a nap.
Oh, so here, when you lift up your hand there, you say that front door.
Yeah, he said, yeah. They're like, look at this guy with the hat. Wait, stop it. Pause it. Yep. Pause it. That guy with the white shirt right there.
This white shirt?
No,
or this one?
That one with the hat on, yeah. With the hat on.
Yeah.
No, next one. No, over. That one, right. He's got a glass in his hand, but later was shown on. He went and emptied the glass. And as soon as I gave that guy a Quaalude, he broke a glass on my face.
You gave him
Well, Clayce can tell you. Well,
he threw a punch. Actually, he threw the first punch at you.
He kept telling me how I was gonna die and all that shit. So I just cut to the chase.
And there was 3 trying to wrestle you.
It was actually Clayce will tell you how many was it, Clayce?
14 of them in there. There was people outside too come running in.
Yeah. This is only the first 2.5 minutes, but the highlight of this whole thing is, like, you see these guys, they're hitting me with chairs. There's one guy here, you see one pop up there.
Yeah.
The highlight of this is, watch this. I'm fighting for my life. The guy that's got me is my fight. He's my mate. And then eventually I just said, nah, screw this. And I locked the door and snapped the key. And I didn't let anybody out. But watch this, the top right corner. Here comes Clayce. I'm fighting for my life. I'm ready. There he is. Look at it. He's going for the girl. I'm fighting for my life. He's going for the girl. No care about me at all.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. He's trying to hook up with the girl.
Yeah, that was the one that I was hooking up with out the back.
Yeah, that's the one he put in the headlock. That's the guy. This guy.
She's like rubbing your back and everything.
Yeah.
Look at him. Oh, he hooks up with her.
So that was the first part. Then I decided it wasn't over. Clayce, you tell what happened. I don't know, man. I can't remember.
Yeah, and then so he snaps the key in the because that's the guy on the floor there, the first one that he knocked out.
Yeah, he was knocked out over here on the floor.
And then Grady pushes out the security guard out the front door, snaps the key and locks it, and then he's like pretty much saying, "You're all dead." And then chasing them all, and then they all run into the kitchen because there was a hotel lobby thing, kitchen area, and they're trying to get out. And then one dude was trying to come at him from the front, another one trying to come in from behind with the fire extinguisher. And I'm telling him, "Look out, there's a fire extinguisher."
While he's sitting on the bottom shelf of a stainless steel table underneath, like eating popcorn, like it's a movie.
So I got here. Oh yeah, you've left to that guy, and then you're up here. How did that guy get KO? Where did the KO happen here?
I hit him right off the back.
He's under the table straight away.
He's under the. He's already there.
You've got our screen on top of him right now. That's supposed to be moved for a month.
Whoa, let me move this. Let me move this over here. Oh shit! I didn't even see that.
There's 2 more of them like that on the top too, but you can't see that. And then there's about 4 or 5 more of them like that in the kitchen.
So all right. So this is Scuffle is starting off here. You're chatting over here. You left hooked him, and he's on the floor right there.
Well, he was tired, man. I just helped him out. You know.
But let's Clayce, your mate is in a fight right now. And what are you doing here? What is this? What is your thought pattern going on over here?
Bro, he almost got me murdered. You don't even see the part where
He's hooking up with her.
They're hitting me with chairs. They're hitting me with chairs right now. And he's hooking up with his chick.
Like he's still trying to get in. And then he pushes her away. And then
I don't even remember. That's how gone I was.
So anyway.
It wasn't a proud moment, that's for sure.
Yeah. So guess what? Guess what happens? Guess what happens?
What happens?
It's not even. So of course they arrest me, and she was they arrested me. I'm like, hold on a second. This is why am I going to jail? I was like, 10 guys came up to me and told me I wasn't making it to the front door. The woman that arrested me was this blonde. She was smoking. And I'd like to say hi to you again. I missed you. We split the anyway. Anyway, they arrested me. Clayce, he goes outside, and some guy in a white van goes, "Hey, little kid, you want some candy?"
It was a red Holden panel van. It's like, I'm getting out of here. Come on, hop in. I'm like, fuck off.
Clayce almost took the candy, man. He's like, "Yeah, you got to." So I go to jail. I get taken in for the night, post bail. I have like an entire pint glass worth of glass in my face, and so like they've pulled it out, but they think like I'm just some thug that like picked a fight, and I go to.
So he literally broke a pint glass on your head.
Yeah. Actually, if you look at some of the early podcasts, you can still see a bump in this eye. It's a piece of glass. It only came out like a couple months ago. It'd been in there. I don't even know how many years it was. Like 8 years ago, whatever, 10 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
Only then did it. But I've been pulling glass out of my face for years. But thanks, Clayce.
You're welcome.
And what Clayce got out of it? A girl in a headlock and a hug. You know, and almost a ride from a pedophile. So,
no more greedy toys. So I left the poo-poo in her chocolate cake.
I don't know what that sound effects is, but yeah.
I'm happy to
So they charged me with, I think it was 6 counts of causing bodily harm and 1 of grievous. And crazy. First day I show up, of course, because again, I'm not too smart and I can prove it. I show up to court with no lawyer. Tell him how it went, Clayce.
Well, basically he shows up and said, "What? You're not in the wrong because." No, I can't remember.
Yeah, okay.
You're not in the wrong because.
Nah, I showed up. The judge goes, "How do you plead?" I said, "Not guilty." He goes, "How do you plead not guilty? There's clear evidence that you threw the first punch and continued to assault people for the next 45 minutes or something like that." And I said, 10 guys walked up to me and told me I wasn't making it to the front door. I said, what am I supposed to do? Wait until they start proving it? I said, I just started mitigating my liabilities. The lawyer, the judge, and I go, yeah, and I beat the shit out of all of them. And it, Clayce was there next to me. He's supposed to be acting as my lawyer, but he's doing like what he does now, nothing.
Just right now, he's thinking the judge is real. She's a woman next to us. So he's trying to stick up to her.
You'd get stage fright when you were a kid.
We got to talk. So we had this guy, Dennis. Oh, I loved him. He's this big, strong, tough, like Aboriginal kid, but he's like also shy. And, you know, he was there. He sees me fighting the whole time. And I don't know what's happening. I'm just fighting. So at the end of the night, the next 2 days, I got bailed. And I was like, damn, bro. I go, I probably got killed if it wasn't for you. And he's like, yeah. I go, how many did you get? He goes, actually none. I go, what do you mean none? He goes, I was going to do something, but I got stage fright. But like, what an honest answer. Like, I can respect that. You know, like, what an honest answer. And so anyway, we're going to go to court, and I get this lawyer. And they're like, this guy's going to get you off. His name's Dave Manera. He's a blind lawyer. And he's blind, man, but he's good. And so he starts reading through it, and the owner of I guess these guys knew the owner of the bar, and the owner's like, oh, Grady was showing him boxing moves and telling him he was going to beat him up and all this stuff, and he had a tight shirt on, and he was like flexing, and I'm like, no, I wasn't. They came up to me, and there's the evidence. I have a long baggy shirt on. They came up to me and told me I wasn't making it to the front door. So... You know, like, anyway, went to like second or third stage. Long story short, all charges were dropped, and I was paid $14,000 by Western Australian government for the fees that I had to pay to defend myself.
That's pretty decent. And, well, Grady's done a heartfelt thing after he, the situation happened with you, Clayce. What do you have to say for that time that happened after all these years?
Yeah, no, I appreciate him always sticking up for me, but what is a proud moment? I was young, being stupid, and, that's what alcohol does to you if you have too much.
Well, bro.
You turn into an idiot.
No, hold on. What alcohol does to you? You hook up with a chick.
No, you do stupid things to the chick.
No, you do stupid things.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
No, it's classic.
Come on. I never, like you've already established, I never really grew up around any proper role model, so I didn't know how to behave. So I had to learn the hard way.
But yeah, that's the other thing. Like when I went in, so like Clayce is like, so I took pretty much guardianship of 2 kids, Clayce and another one. But Clayce wrote me a letter to the judge, like, and so did like several other people. My heart was always to help and hurt. I mean, help. Edit that out, man.
Helping you were hurting. Helping.
Yeah. So that's what it was. All I want to do is help people, and that's the premise of this show. It literally is to use this platform to go back to who I was. I love Australia. Thank you for letting me stay with my kids, including Clayce. I consider him my kid also, although he's a man now. But he's a piss taker, and yeah, they let me stay here. And the premise of this show is literally to give back. Like we helped like Brad Robinson, his dad Steve Robinson. He had terminal cancer, and we took him under our wing, and like we let him meet all the fighters and everything. We looked after a lot of people, and even the sentencing judge, like after seeing all this stuff that I had done, I worked with Danny Green. Danny Green, big fan of him, One Punch campaign, said, like, wrote letters for me, and the sentencing judge said, hey, you're somebody of previous exemplary character that drugs unfortunately got a hold of, and this is the result. And I thought I was going to get 4 years until that joke that I told, the reason this is crimes or misunderstandings, he was sentencing me, and he kept going, this crime and this crime. It was like baggies, and I said, I'm from America, these are misunderstandings. I thought I was going to get 4 years, he gave me 6. Wrong time to make a joke. Yeah. So
I love that. That's the literal title of the show is an actual situation where you go to the judge. No, these aren't crimes. This is a misunderstanding.
Yeah, like, that was it. Like, same thing. Like they charged me with a crime there. They misunderstood. Those guys deserved a hiding for misbehaving. That was it. So, although I think Clayce should have got arrested for that one. Is it too late? Statute of limitations? You almost got me murdered, man. That's attempted murder.
Yeah,
I think. But I'm proud to have Clayce as my boy. He wrote a letter to the judge, the only father figure he's ever had. And I'm probably not the best father figure, but I'm the one that showed him life. There is more to life than being bullied. And sometimes you got to pay for it, but it's a hell of a time, ain't it, boy?
Yeah. What's your thought of now this podcast, Clayce? Now, you do your own thing, but now you see that this podcast has only been around for a couple of months, and we got listeners now, and we got awesome people that comment. What are your thoughts? What do you want to say to the listeners themselves?
I definitely want to say that, no matter what, if anyone's past history, like Grady's the man.
That's a massive compliment. What?
Hold on. Do it again. Say it again.
I didn't think it was going there, but go on.
That was actually quite touching. Thank you.
He really helped me in my life, and he still does today. He's just always been there as a supportive figure, and I wouldn't know where I'd be if I never met him, because it was either when I was at uni, it was an engineer that could be my mentor or a boxer, and I chose the boxer, and that turned out to be Grady. So.
Yeah, should have probably taken the engineer, but you know what? I love blindly, man. Like I felt. I like my childhood, like my dad. My dad loved me, but the beatings were rough, and the religious torment was horrible. So I didn't really I love my dad, and my dad he was my hero and everything. Like famous professional football player, played in the NFL. But I know what it's like to be bullied and not have somebody get your back, I'm probably the worst or the best role model somebody could ever have. So if your life sucks, it's like this. You're dying. You got 6 weeks to go. Do you want to hang out with me or an engineer? So that's it. So that's my take on life. I take it like we've got 6 weeks to live all the time. But when I leave this world, I want to make sure that I've paid my dues. I'm an idiot, but I have a good heart. And we're going to, like I said, we started mainly because of like Clayce and stuff like that. We've started from change to change, and we're dedicated to being idiots that like help people. And we've got that next episode coming up with Crystal. Tell him, Diego.
Yeah, no. It's like with these boys only episodes, we do have awesome things coming up. And one thing is that it was really random. This woman, she's a single mother. She had a Jeep that was broken down. Her father died, and her father gave her this Jeep that started breaking down. Single mother came over from New Zealand. She asked Grady for some car parts via like some Facebook or something, Facebook Marketplace or something. And then Grady goes, you know what, like what I have is brand new and it doesn't fit your car. And her car was old, it was breaking down. And he goes, you know what, I think I can help you. And then he contacted a bunch of previous people like ex-bikies, just
you know what? Say their names so we can recognize who they are and how they're helping us.
Yeah, no. It was Lebo. It's Lebo, which is he did an episode. He was the episode that was the ex-president of the Rebels, and his episode's gone really big, but ex-president for the Rebels and all these other people that are,
Mr. Mechanical Man,
Brock, and they put their hand up and they go, you know what, like we'll help out. And so Grady ended up getting this the company. What's the company called? They gave her the free car.
Velocity gave her a free. So that's our buddy. I think he didn't want to be recognized, but
that's fine.
So he since called us, and his friend. Anyway, he got rearrested like on some domestic violence, and he said the conditions in Hakea are so bad. It's 23 hours a day lockdown. With there's 2-man cells, but they're putting an extra bed in there. And I'm talking, you got walking room is not an option, and you're in there 23 hours a day locked down. This guy said fuck it and hung himself. They were able to stabilize him enough to get him out of the prison, put him on life support, give him bail just in time for him to die. And Beam's like, bleep that name when I say that. Diego, make sure you mark that time and bleep that name. He's like, you got to do something about it. We did an episode saying, you know what? It's not the guards' fault, man. Like it's not government or anything. It's the understaffing. And it's the people that are in charge of the Department of Corrections and whoever's doing that, but they are understaffed and everybody wants to go home to their family. Like there's no reason for anybody to not be able to go home to their family, whether it be prisoner or guard or, somebody else, like somebody that works in the prison. But they had that problem in Fremantle. It was a boiling pot. And a long time ago, they had a similar situation. The inmates got petrol out of all the lawnmowers, burned down the place. Everybody got hurt. It was mayhem. That's about to happen here in Perth. We've got to make sure that it doesn't help we got to make it aware. We're not big enough to make a wave yet or a wrinkle, but according to Silas, the superintendent, the judge, and the guards have heard it, and we're saying it again, man, do something about the conditions in prison or people are going to die and continue to die. There's 3 suicides a week in there. That should not be happening.
Yeah, it should not be happening. And she was a single mother, and the podcast will be coming out where we fully helped her and thanks to Grady, really. He got all these people together. He asked them, do you want to help her? And a random single mother that no one knew got her car fixed and everything sorted for her. And it was all from her contacting Grady out of the blue. So, yeah, it's credit to you, bro.
You know what? This is the first time I ever felt like giving Diago a hug. Usually I feel like stabbing him, but thank you, Diago. Like, God.
I was actually surprised that.
Like, is this an emotional episode? Like,
all right, let's finish this episode off. We're getting too far.
But you know what we've done this entire time? We've neglected Tom, who we've vowed to put on the spot on every episode he shows up.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's put him on the spot to close us out. And let's see if he remembers what to say, the 3 things.
All right, go ahead, Tom. Bring that mic closer to you and tell us, bro.
All right, so for starters, as you should know, Diego, he's a dick.
Yes!
The fuck?
You're hired, bro.
Yeah, there we go. Now maybe I'm only on minus 50 cents an hour. Talk after this, but yeah, the button should be there. Probably not. Don't forget to subscribe.
He's getting awesome, man.
And
You're about to be not in the negative.
What? Go on. Continue. Finish us off.
And yeah, man. Stay tuned, mate.
Like and subscribe. The fuck?
You did so good up until
He
the end.
was doing so good.
You were too busy talking over me to hear when I said it.
Oh, did you say it?
About the button not being there?
Nah, that's bullshit. Hey, lie to your mama, don't lie to Grady and
You'll hear it in
Diago.
the recording, man.
Oh, yeah, you said the button was not being there. I didn't hear no like and subscribe.
Hold on a second here. Like and subscribe. But Tom, you're out. Clayce, give it to us. Go ahead.
Yeah, go,
Show us
Clayce.
out. Go ahead.
Finish us off. Go
You gotta
on.
say like it and subscribe it, but do it animated. Pretend you're a crazy maniac telling people to like and subscribe. Go ahead. Just be normal.
Oh, actually, before you do that, what I just noticed that when I flicked that camera is that there's this jelly bean packet there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nah. Is that but like, if it's the one that just stinks, it's no fun. But if there's one that is a fucking fireball, like literally gonna fire us up, I'm down.
This is.
Are these just the ones that stink?
One? Yeah, it is.
I don't know what they are.
My 5-year-olds eat those like, yeah, they stink, but they still eat them, whatever. Nah, we want the hottest. So Taco Loco Perth has the hottest taco in the world. It's the hottest taco in the world, 9 million on the Scoville. We have put Tom in charge of going and getting the hottest jelly bean in the world, and he came back with ones that smell like shit.
What are
That's why
they?
he gets negative 50 cents a show.
Liver and onions, cappuccino, old bandage, pomegranate, toothpaste, stink bug.
All right, scrap that.
fish.
You know what? Scrap that. Go on. Finish us off.
Okay, animated, be yourself, pretend you want to kill people when you say it. Go.
For the #1 podcast on, start again.
But go, start as many times as you want. You're not getting edited.
Oh, fuck. #1 podcast in Australia. Like and subscribe.
I love
We're
it.
all done. Hey, Clayce, I'm very proud of you, man.
All right, we're out.
Oh, wait, one more thing. If you want to get a hold of Clayce for his flowers, the Flower Man, what's your Facebook? What's your Instagram?
Clayce, but basically all it is I sell wholesale and they're putting mixed bunches.
Just tell them your Facebook and your Instagram, you dick.
My name, Clayce Wilson.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
At Instagram.
Yeah, same.
At Facebook.
Yeah, same.
The famous one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've only got one.
Hit him up. There's only one Clayce.
Let's go.
Yeah.